Described as promising, the experimental drug remdesivir has been said to have the potential to speed up recovery time for COVID-19 patients. But it has really no significant bearing in reducing the death rate from the pandemic. And there is hydroxychloroquine, touted by US President Donald Trump, which does not work on all sick patients. So where does that leave the sick world? The long, uncertain wait for vaccines? Let's review the ongoing conversation around vaccinations and how critical this is to the COVID-19 pandemic. Welcome to COVID-19 Myths and Facts. What's a vaccine? A vaccine is a substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and to provide immunity against one or several diseases. According to historyofvaccines.org, vaccine development is a long, complex process, often lasting 10 to 15 years and involving a combination of public and private involvement. Now, some posts in recent times doing rounds on social media claim that Bill Gates, that's the co-founder of Microsoft, allegedly wants to microchip people. A Reuters fact-check team, however, has debunked the claim that Bill Gates planned to launch microchip skin implants to fight the coronavirus.
In 2015, Microsoft co-founder and billionaire Bill Gates, in a TED Talk, said the world isn't prepared to handle a massive epidemic.
Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes.
Early last month, Bill Gates on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah said he plans to help fund factories for 7 promising vaccines, even before seeing conclusive data. Meanwhile, the claim that Bill Gates allegedly wants to microchip people emerged after a Reddit Q&A in which Gates mentioned foreseeing the use of digital certificates to show who has been tested for COVID-19 or who has recovered from the disease. Most of the iterations of this claim refer to quantum dot dye technology, which was founded by the Gates Foundation, and it isn't a microchip or human implantable capsule. According to one of the lead authors of the research paper, Kevin McHugh, the technology is similar to a tattoo, which would help provide up-to-date patient vaccine records for professionals in places lacking medical records. Bill Gates has been the leading voice in the push for a vaccine to combat COVID-19, pledging $50 million as part of a broader funding that has made him a target of anti-vaccine campaigners.
In which activities like mass gatherings may be, in a certain sense, more optional, and so until you're widely vaccinated, those may not come back at all.
Now, are vaccines the silver bullet to defeating the COVID-19 public health crisis? Joining us to discuss this is a friend of the house, Dr. Tuyi Mebanwadu, a medical practitioner. Welcome, Dr. Tuyi. Now, as we start off this conversation, is Bill Gates' clarification, according to that report, that his quantum dot technology is not a microchip but a tattoo, is it reassuring? Does it clear doubts?
Thank you, everyone. Now, let's just clarify this. We forgot so soon. The world, I'm talking about the 21st century people, we are forgetting so soon. Before this time, in the 20th century, there was a lot of devastating effects of diseases, polios, mumps, measles, tuberculosis. Most of these vaccine-preventable diseases really, had serious deleterious effects on humanity. People were dying easily. Now, with the advent of vaccines, what we call vaccine-preventable diseases, we're able to cut back on severity and seriousness of a lot of these diseases. And to that effect, we're able to assure survival and longevity of quite a lot of people. Now, the way to deal with coronavirus is actually for us, like we discussed, is to actually have this herd immunity, where 70 to 80% of the population must have gotten that immunity against the virus so that they can't transfer it to another person. Now, vaccines appear to be the easiest way for us to get to that mileage. Now, the research on the quantum dot dye has been ongoing. I can tell you that as far back as 3-4 years ago, it has been mooted and researched in MIT to look at a way to confirm whether some people that have taken MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, which is quite, it's common in America. And instead of having to deal with a lot of records and digital records, now the quantum dye is injected with the vaccine into the human body, though it's not visible in the skin. It's not visible, but again, with even your smartphone, you can check, and people can then be assured that they have.
Dr. Tui, in some countries of the world, the COVID-19 disease is being treated successfully. So is Bill Gates' position that mass gatherings may not be possible unless there is a vaccine, is it consistent with the realities of COVID-19 around the world, particularly in those areas where there are successes recorded in treatment?
Bill Gates needs to show more science. It's not just about talking and saying that okay, it's not going to be possible. Today, if you have a clear-cut treatment that is effective,